Mic set up.
We check 1, 2. Do. No. Possible. Of course, I was dead. Wow.
Good charge on.
Green's on.
Green's on? Any good?
Don't back and like it.
We're good. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Soberhood Talks number 7. We're here with Mr. World Peace himself, Baron Squirrel.
Yes, sir.
We're sitting in my backyard.
Hey. Go tune in to the live.
Yeah, Soberhood Edmonton. We're on YouTube live for Facebook Live. You can watch the podcast on the website. My name is David.
I'm Sheridan.
This is Mr. World Peace. First of all, I got to shout out to our sponsor. We're proud to announce our new sponsor, Raj from MediSense Medical Clinic. Thank you, Raj. And Pharmacy, along with his practitioner and Dana. Their support means the world to us as we continue sharing powerful recovery stories and resources for our community. MediSense is more than just a pharmacy. It's a clean, modern, and safe space with an incredibly supportive staff dedicated to helping people on their journey to wellness. Raj is a man with a big heart that values family above all. And Dana is an exceptional listener, deeply committed to helping people rebuild their lives. For those struggling with fentanyl or alcohol addiction, MediSense provides guidance on medications that can support the recovery process, ensuring you have access to tools you need to break free and reclaim your life. Huge thanks to Raj, Dana, and the entire MediSense team for believing in what we do at Soberhood Talk. Together, we're making recovery more accessible and supported than ever before. Stay tuned for more episodes, and if you or someone you know needs help, don't hesitate to reach out. So that being said, Raj with MediSense, he's a great guy. So he likes to he cares about people getting off the road to the alcohol rate. He's not in it for the money. I was telling you earlier. So he's a great guy. Shout out to Raj. Thanks for being so Raj. So what got you to be Mr. World Peace? That's what we want to know. That's probably everybody wants to know. What made World Peace?
I think it's good. Yeah. Hello. Hey. Me and my journey started back in 2015 when I read the book Power of Now. Taught me to live in the present moment, to aware of my thoughts, to step back, not take my mind personally, and to reprogram my mind to think positive, to think briefly, to think optimistically. So I proceeded to write rap songs to reprogram my mind so that I would think positive. Then 6, 7, 8 months go by, I've been rapping every day, and I dedicated myself. I'm going to be a rapper. I'm going to promote peace, love, and happiness. I read this other book called The New Word. The same author, Eckhart Tolle, and it taught me to clear my mind, taught me to be aware of my emotions, to calm my emotions, lock into my inner peace. And from there, I just fully locked in. I printed 65,000 little business cards that said World Peace and handed them out. All of my city, everyone started calling me World Peace. And that was just divine. I did not plan that. There was no, like, who has a plan to spend all their money on little business cards that just say World Peace and hand them out? Right? Like, that's not a good business plan, you know? It was just God blessing me on the path. So I just went and did that, and then just been blasting for it every day, working, and I hype everyone up. So I want everyone to be happy, to love life, love each other. You know.
Well, your message is strong, brother. Your message is strong. 100%. Sheridan actually told me about you about a month ago. Yeah. 1 month ago, he said, "Hey, check this guy out. This is his message." And like your message is strong, and it's powerful, and you like even Curtis the other day. Shout out to Curtis with PP Treats. He even said, he's like, "Wow, that kid was so the hype this stuff." You know what I mean? His energy, his aura, is amazing, right? And what you brought to that event was nothing but amazing. So we appreciate you coming up, showing up. And we even did a TikTok out there. Yeah, and baby, and Andrew. But that was honestly the first TikTok where I don't know about my dad. I don't do the best. Hey, you know what I mean? It's pretty much just fist pump. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the good stuff you guys do. But I'm pumped you guys do that TikTok too. You know, it's just like it's for me like the TikTok videos. Like I have that song, Living a Sober Life. Out there living a sober life. The premise of it is dance around, have fun, whatever.
people here shut up everyone in the football. That's why I made that video. I have another one called All Praise to the Most High. I have another one called Pray for All Love with Lost. They're not lost at all. They're inside our heart. They pass for us to evolve. So I just like make like the videos or whatever. It's just about having fun in that moment. The videos are more for you in the present moment to just loosen up a bit than the viewer. The viewer, I just want you to get the message, And you guys, that's it. Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, man.
I'm super pumped you guys invited me up to the it was TV treats
Giving
Give back
to
to the streets, right? Yeah, that was super cool. Man, you guys got me up there doing my song like the Sober Life. And I'm super grateful.
So your song Sober Life. That has meaning. That has background, right? Like you told me about it. Maybe would you care to
Sure.
to tell why where it came from and everything, right? Because it's a good story, man. It's a great story. Like we were just talking about that today. Now you can say,
Yeah, it's even better. You ready? No one's heard the story except for you. You're the only one. I just got off the phone with this buddy. So my one buddy, he'll remain nameless just because why not? He was deep into substances, alcohol, just not living a healthy, good life. And one day he calls me up 6, 7 in the morning. I'm going for a little morning stroll in June or July, and he's like, "Hey man, I've been doing drugs. I'm up 7 days in a row. I need help." And at that point, like me and our buddies, we didn't really know he was actually doing the drugs. So we pretty much forced him to go to rehab the next day, withdrawal management. Pretty much forced him. Like the next morning, we brought his ass there, and he was, he said he slept the whole time, but while he was there, I blew up the next place, the rehab. Said, "We need a bed. We need a bed. We need a bed. My buddy needs a bed." They're like, "We can't guarantee." I'm like, "Better guarantee him a bed." He ended up getting a bed, and he ended up getting sober for 3 weeks total there. He got out. He ended up messing up a bit, and then on his own accord, he went to a full-out rehab center, like a couple hours out of the city. He sobered up. Now he's 5 years sober almost. Not even 5 years sober. Making noise for my buddy.
That's amazing.
And you ready for this? Flipped his whole life around from losing his job, which he just did before that phone call. He lost his girlfriend. He was dead. He somehow managed to have his car, but obviously he's dead. You know what I mean? Like he was about to lose his car too. And now he got his job back. He became a supervisor at that mine. He recently got transferred over to another mine in our home county, doing even better there. He got his girlfriend back. They just had a little baby, like they're doing good. He bought one house with him and his wife. Then to upgrade, they bought another house. Then his wife had to go do schooling in another town, so they bought another house so they would go back and forth. And I just heard from today, they sold both those houses. They bought $1 million house, man, in my hometown, Sudbury, man. This man's not even 5 years sober. He went from absolutely nothing, came all the way back, and he's now living in $1 million house, man. Like
that's amazing.
Like I know money isn't everything, but like you got to work for that.
Yeah.
Plus the fact that he had to overcome the addiction. So like, shout out to my buddy, shout out to everybody living like that's why I make that song.
That song had merit. But that song also proves that you can do recovery. You know what I mean? Like it is work. There is no end game to it. There is no celebration at the end of it. There is no fucking trophy. It's a lifestyle. It's something it's a lifestyle that you live, right? You have to live with it every day. But you can still have fun in recovery. You know what I mean? A lot of people get the wrong impression about recovery, how, I'm be recovered. You know what I mean? I'm going to be good. No. You don't ever fully recover. You live a recovery lifestyle. You know what I mean? It's not like, it's not like, oh yeah, I'm going to be in recovery for 2 years and I'm just gonna live my life. No. Once you've had the dark side of addiction, you're always gonna grip you. You know what I mean? Like it's something that you have to work on forever, right? But the good news is you can retrain your brain to make it feel like it never even existed, and then you're just living your life. You know what I mean? See that's what I've done. That's what I've done in my recovery, right? Like I've taken situations on where something would trigger me and I turn that into a celebration of actually. I mean, like I conquered that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I like that. I like that mentality.
And I retrain my brain, you know what I mean? Like I do not identify as an addict. You know what I mean? Like I identify as David. That's who I am. I mean,
Soberman.
Mr. Sobriety, some people
Mr. Soberman.
So like, recovery is possible for anybody. I did drugs 25 years ago. I started smoking meth when I was 14 years old. 14 years old when I started smoking meth. And when I mean like I tried it, fuck it. Every day thing. I mean, like when I was a kid in Cofield, they actually brought a fucking passport up there because we like that that little town with that all town around. Something I'm not too proud of, but it made me who I am today. Everybody has regrets like that. I don't really have too many regrets. I have decisions that I wish I didn't make, but like I wouldn't be where I'm at without all the shit I went through. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my take on addiction. This is Anna. Anna, how you doing, baby? Hello. Hi. She says hi, everybody. She's a watch her and drop her in the fire.
Oh my
Don't
god.
do that on live TV, bro. Don't do that on live TV. Don't worry, he's not gonna drop the baby. All right, anybody who's watching who's scared, he's not gonna drop the baby. That's having great seconds.
But yeah, take on addiction. It's like the take on the addiction is really gonna happen within us. Relapse can come at any moment, right? And it's about supporting the next person that's going through that relapse. Sometimes it gets you pissed off. So I actually went through it recently with someone that I love that went through a relapse. It got me pissed off, and I didn't know how to love correctly. And like you said, reframing your brain. Right? And before where I'm at today, I'm doing pretty good. I got out of federal prison about 2 years ago. I've been on parole. I've been sober. I have lots of fun. I'm over a year clean of meth, alcohol. And I like I was telling someone today, I don't count days, I count seasons. It's shorter time and seasons. You have 4 seasons in a year. Start counting seasons. Oh, got her. Or you take this water.
You need the bottle. It's crazy how just like that. Guess both this new phone, baby's about to cry.
Yeah, it's
I got no kids. I don't know the life.
yeah. This is my first kid. Yeah, this is my first kid. And yeah, anyways, like I was saying, I got out of prison. I came out to Edmonton. I didn't know anybody, and just planted my feet, got a job, got working, my safety tickets. Just got that brand new. After I got into an accident for that.
Yeah, but it's only been what 8 seasons.
Not about 8 seasons now.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, because if you count days, you have more time in days, right?
Yeah, I don't count days. I don't count days.
I know I've recently been super pumped about the spring coming. Here, brother. Like, look at that. Oh man, that tree right there is a perfect example. I made a video maybe like 5 days ago saying, "Everybody, watch out! All these trees."
Yeah, you said that to me. Yeah, TV
trees.
trees. Yeah, you said that.
It's because it's like those little things, man. Like in another 5 days, it's gonna be over. They're all gonna be. The next, I think, 4 or 5 days, 20, 25 days.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know Friday's supposed to be 28. It could be hot. I see that. To me, that's too hot.
Weather report of Edmonton. No, I'm just kidding.
By a sober piece.
But yeah, no, I like the warm weather. Yeah, I like the warm weather, obviously for obvious reasons. But with the long winter, especially this past winter, I don't know about you guys here, but my journey, I've been on the road since after Christmas and all December, and it's been minus 40 a lot of days for me. At least 45. At least 45 days this winter was minus 40. At least.
Yeah.
For me, it's way too. So what happened was, when the spring comes, maybe I might have been. Actually, I think I was in grade 6. My dad bought us a basketball.
Yeah.
And every spring, once the snow clears out, I dig out the basketball net as soon as possible, and I start going hard at the hoop. For a good month, it's my thing. Like every day when it's warm, going outside, dribbling the ball, get my heart pumping, get myself feeling good. And that's one thing right now, that this is the season that I should be playing ball heavily, but I'm just out here, doing my thing. So I'm like,
you gotta do your thing, man. You think important.
oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna stop, but I'm gonna have to, go, find a court, on the 28th day and challenge some kids, and play a little basketball.
Downtown Edmonton, right by my office, Churchill Square. They have a couple basketball nets.
Oh, so the kids there.
If you want to come down, I'll bring my shoes, bro. I'll bring out my LeBrons, man, and like we can fucking.
I got a pair of Chuck Taylors. I just got them just for basketball season. I want to get try
throw
getting.
the ball around, man. I'm down. That's it. You know, if you want, well, pretty sure you want to nice. But like, you know, at least before you take off, you know, like you were saying.
Well, there must be a court like. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It's pretty good downtown. I think, you know,
Yeah, you'll be downtown. I'll be downtown.
yeah, with the right, you know, with the right people around, man, we could get a game going.
Honestly,
You know what I mean? All it takes for two people to start shooting hoops, man, people would be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
what are these guys doing?" You know what I mean? Next thing you know, they're gonna be watching. Then that's when we'd be like, "Yo, you guys want to play?" And they're like, "Fuck yeah!"
this is how I would if you're trying to get a full game going. What you gotta do, you gotta hit up the YMCA. You gotta go talk to the boys there that are playing and ask them what court's outside. They'll tell you what court. You go to the court that has 20. Like some courts will you have on a hot day have 30 people at them.
Oh yeah.
But where's the court?
With our following, bro, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
we can get enough people down there to play a game. You know what I mean? And like, you know, as long as it's nice out, there's so many people there. Like I've seen people in suits play games, man. You know what I mean? Like I've also
done it.
I've also
You've
seen,
probably done it too.
yeah, I've done it. I've also seen some, you know, some fucking weirdos there coming and watching these kids play with rubber boots on and shit. I'm just saying, yo, man, you need to leave. Okay, like you're just being a weirdo, just standing there watching like these kids play. But that's a different stuff. Let's talk about that kind of shit. This is about positivity and uplifting.
You know what's super cool? So I just went down to Mexico to make my album. Shout out to Mexico.
Yeah, so if you're watching,
It doesn't even cost that much. Like it does, it's an amount, but like if you go to Mexico, if you save up $700-800, you can go to Mexico
and have a good time.
and have a good
How
time.
long are we down there?
I was down there for 3 weeks.
3 weeks and,
3
and
weeks.
$800.
No, for 1 week for $800 or $900 maybe. You know what I mean? But like me, I went there for 3 weeks because I've been traveling, right? Like I'm staying in an Airbnb right now.
Yeah.
So I just seen how cheap the Airbnbs were there, and I seen how cheap the flights were, and I just did the math, and I'm like, it's cheaper for me to go to Mexico than to stay here and make my house because I'm so far from the coast.
Yeah,
And I'm staying in Airbnbs anyways, right?
Yeah.
So in my head, but ended up, I found this basketball court. And what happened is the first 2 weeks I was on foot. Last week I rented a car so I could go, make videos. The first 2 weeks I recorded a lot of music and met locals, learned a bit of Spanish. Second week, made videos, drove around, met people, and there was this one road where the main road splits into two, and coming like the coming is like over there through a neighborhood, and you get to a basketball court, and right over there is a huge spot check. Like I'm talking 50 police officers every single night to make sure there's no drinking and driving in Port of. But the basketball court had 1, 2, 3, 4 basketball courts in a row, and sometimes it would be all 4 of them having games. Wow. Imagine that. Imagine 4 basketball, and then off to the side there was boxing.
Yeah.
Boxing bags outside, and there was kids boxing. There was 2 tennis courts. So it was a crazy. That city's half the size of Edmonton.
Yeah, but it's also hot all year round.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Edmonton's cold.
And there's throwing knockouts. Like some of those, like the game I was in was like 22-year-olds, 19-year-olds. The next court over was like 30-year-olds. It was crazy. They like the first court. They like I showed up there one night at like 11 o'clock, and there was this one guy who was probably 30, no shirt on, playing ball by himself. So I wouldn't challenge him, and he was like, "Oh my." But his buddy who was 18 was like, "I'll play you."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Damn, like this guy's 18 now. Like this guy's gonna be good." So I had to go hard. His name was Angel. Shout out to Angel. We played to 7. You know I beat him to 7. I do not play when it comes to basketball. I could not let this
Angel.
I couldn't let this quick 8-year-old beat me.
Just gonna turn the light on here, brother.
I ended up getting a huge blister on my foot and everything. And he hit me up. He hit me up the next day on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yo, you coming to play?" Like, "Nah, man, I'm limping today." Because I had I'm talking, the blister was this big. It was like
Shit.
So I'm like, "Oh man, I'm limping." I still showed up that day, but this day now they were there, but they actually had. I showed up a bit early. They had a few more people, so like I joined in on the game, and yeah, it was just super good vibes. Like playing basketball or whatever sport, or if you like going for walks, or if you like hiking, or whatever you ride motorcycles, and like dropping, enjoying the nature, go outside and appreciate the springtime.
Yeah, and
Be great.
it's been a long time. See me, I love winter. I was built for the winter. So I thoroughly love the winter, but this year winter it just seems like it's fucking forever.
It did, man.
And like we had 3 springs already. You know, like
There's still snow left, though.
yeah, you guys hit hard.
Still snow.
You guys got hit hard up there. That's fucking weird because that's unheard of really. When you guys get that much snow, you know, what I mean? Like especially this time of year, right? But thankful it's a beautiful night out. I thought it was gonna rain earlier. It rained a a couple drops, but we're here. We're
Maybe
still doing
Spanish
this.
drops.
Yeah, I felt one for sure. But yeah, no, like I'm glad that you're here, brother, and I'm glad that you're in Edmonton, and I'm glad that we were able to cross paths and everything like this. You know, like I said, your story is real. You know, and there needs to be more people like you and myself out there, like spreading the positivity, helping people. You know, I had one guy coming today. His name is Wally. Wally, hope you're watching, brother.
Shout out to Wally.
Wally today, he told me I saved his life, and that alone makes that one person makes it worth everything that I've done, everything that I've sacrificed, everything that I've put into play here. And you know, I met Wally one night at the LRT. He's gonna do an outreach. I had a bag of sandwiches with him. He's having a bad day. It's freezing outside. I I seen him. I sat down beside him, and I'm like, "What's up? How you doing?" You know, he told me earlier there's Jerry. I told him like, "Oh, it's gonna be okay, man." I told him my story, how I was back 25 years, and now I'm doing what I was doing. You know, I was only probably 4 months in at the time.
Like 4 months over.
I wasn't even sober 8 months, and out of 25 years, I was heavy, right?
But you're because like 8 months. I've met a lot of people that are sober 8 months, sober a year, sober 2 years. But sober 8 months and hyped up as you doing what you're doing, man, that's legendary. Like that you can just tell that you just like, nah, over. I'm changing this. You know what I mean?
It was, and that
That's power.
when
That's power right
when,
there.
when I
you know?
thought that, well, that's the power of the mind, bro. Right? That's the power of the mind. Like your mind is it's super fucking dangerous. It's a super dangerous place for you to be. But if you can conquer your mind, you can literally do anything. You know what I mean? Like I used to never believe. I used to never believe when somebody said you can do anything you want, but you don't do anything you want. You know, because like we were raised that we had to do straight, carefully, get up and do work and do this and do that. So I've had a lot of jobs in my life, but I've never got up in the morning like I do now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've loved my job, stuff like that, yes. But I've never actually appreciated my job and loved them the way I love doing this. Right. And I feel that my sobriety it's so solid right now is because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I mean, like I've heard a lot of people in my life, but every addict has every person in the world has hurt people in life. Can't go through life using every single person in this world. So obviously there are hard times, right? But if you can conquer those hard times and you can notice the good in everything after you've been through the shit that I've been through, the shit that you've probably been through. You know what I mean? Like you're from Ontario. I know there's some bad places out there, right? You know what I mean? Like you said, you're walking down your street,
Right.
your city, and you see people high everywhere.
Oh yeah. No, like it's crazy.
Right?
It's actually wild, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's
wild.
been like that too.
Yeah.
Sudbury's not like as big. Sudbury's about 160, 70K, maybe 200K.
Yeah.
It's been like that since I was a kid, man. Walking past prostitutes, go to elementary school as a little kid. You know what I mean? Like, how it is.
Yeah.
It's crazy because it got worse, and yeah, you gotta, drugs are major issues. It's insane.
100% there. And there's a stigma around that a lot of people say that like it was a choice. You know what I mean? It might have started off as a choice for people, but it's caused by trauma. It's caused by a lot of trauma in childhood and shit like that, right? I don't blame parents. You know what I mean? Like we lived in a fucked up world, and I know my dad did the best he could as a single father. He raised 2 kids on his own, and my mom helped right. My sister went with my mom for most of her life, but my father raised 2 boys, and we were shit ups. We were bad kids. Straight up we were. And my dad, he had to work like 7 days a week, just make the bills meet, you know what I mean? That's me. Like that. He was raised with two of us. You know, I ate a lot of food.
Well, my dad was every day working too, man.
I remember doing paper routes with my dad.
Bro, I had a paper route too,
At
man.
5 o'clock in the morning, my dad wakes up before school to work the paper route. Fuck. Hey, but shout out to my dad. Love you, Dad. Birthday coming up soon.
Your dad's still out here?
Yeah, my dad lives out in right, so
How far is that from here?
about 2 hours. About 2
But
hours.
your dad's still on planet Earth. And you
Yeah,
need to go see
100%,
man.
100%.
Make sure to go see your dad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's talk to him, you know?
Well, that's
Get the inspiration.
that's where we're planning on building the pre-treatment. Pre-treatment. I told
Yeah.
you about that, right? So the pre-treatment retreat is going to be a game changer. It's going to be a complete game changer. You know, like right now, there are no people really doing the pre-treatment in the proper way. What do you mean with pre-treatment? The pre-treatment is, you know, before the treatment bed. You know what I mean? So detox in Edmonton right now is not.
Detox is what's wrong with it. That's something.
Yeah. Detox is where you go and soak up and so you have to show withdrawals, go to detox because you can't go still high.
Yeah.
So what I plan on doing is, you know, I take people detox all the time in Edmonton here, and it's 3 days. You know, that's nowhere near enough.
Yeah, my city was a week.
Yeah, Calgary, 11 days. Calgary recovery is solid.
That's a lot of days. Shout out to Calgary. Calgary.
Bobby Daniels over crew. Calgary. But yeah, so detox in Edmonton is roughly about 3 days. That's for opioid use and alcohol, which is not
3 days.
It's 3 days.
3 days. Wake up.
You know
Okay,
what I
gotta
mean?
go. What?
Yeah, it's pretty much enough time for them to get them on the suffocate shot, shit like that, right? Which isn't proper, or put them on Suboxone. So after 3 days, they just kick them over right back out in the shit. You know what I mean? Like, because treatment bed date is 3 months away, 3 to 4 months away. You know what I mean? Once you put the paperwork through, you know what I mean? So what do they do in that 3 to 4 months? You know what I mean? They kick them out. So what everybody does is they go back to what they were doing before. You know, they go back to using drugs, and then hoping that once their bed date comes up, they can get a detox, and then they can go there, right? But detox and crack people, you never know if they're going to do it or not, right? Because like a bunch of people will come to detox, whatever, right? You have to be there between 10 and 11, and then they pick and choose who they let in, right? That's how detox works here. So after the detox, they get out and they're thrown back in the shit. And they hope they can get a detox again before their bed date. But if they don't get the detox, they don't get their bed date. They'll go to the bed date, but they won't be able to pass the test, and then they'll take the pill. That's the way it works now, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep people sober throughout that whole time. We're gonna be like pick them up right from detox, take them out to the farm. We're gonna put up 6 cabins, house 4 people in these cabins, right? Just for the first year. You know what I mean? We'll be able to help 24 people, right? But like we're gonna reintroduce them to Mother Nature. We're gonna introduce them to meditation. We're gonna introduce them to animal therapy. We have cows, goats, pigs, donkeys, miniature horses, chickens, geese, fucking ducks, pigeon palace. You know what I mean? It's all animal therapy. You know what I mean?
Pigeon Palace.
Pigeon Palace, yeah, my grandpa, he loved pigeons and shit like that. So he made like a pigeon palace, and there's hundreds of pigeons. Pigeons are crazy intelligent birds, man. It's crazy that with everything. So we're gonna teach them life skills. My grandfather had a woodwork shop out there, so we'll teach people how to use all the woodwork tools. They can maybe make their family something. Then we're gonna cut them off from society, cut them off from social media. You know what I mean? They're not gonna be like, oh, I gotta call my mom. No, you don't. Okay, your mom knows where you are.
Yeah,
Your mom
you're
knows you're
safe.
safe. You know what I mean? You need to work on you. You know what I mean? You don't need to call anybody else. Oh, I need to call my girlfriend. No, you don't. I mean, no, you don't. You need to work on yourself and get yourself in that right mind state. You know what I mean? We're gonna find out their strengths, their weaknesses, where they want their life to go. You know what I mean? So we're gonna bring them to treatment, knowing who they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
Knowing
looking
what trauma they have to
Yeah,
deal with.
but
You know what I mean? That treatment center will have an easier time treating them. So you go to treatment center, you say it's 40 days. That's half of an 90 day right? But so could you imagine 45 days trying to break somebody down, then trying to find out their strengths, their weaknesses, where they want to go in life, the trauma that they need to deal with, all in 45 days,
And
and
then
have that person succeed in their recovery transition.
better already starting a clean slate, you know, or at least a slate where they have the motivation and they know themselves and they're solid
Exactly.
within and they're solid with nature.
They know who they
Nature,
are.
I like how you brought up nature and the animals.
Nature's huge.
Nature's huge. It's everywhere all the time. It
And
never
it's
ends.
amazing. It's amazing.
It's it. That's it right there. You
Did
know,
you
Mother Earth.
Here's a fun fact. Did you know that Edmonton has the largest rural park in all of North America? Really? River Valley is the largest rural park in all of North America. I'm talking Central Park, talking all the other big parks. Like only park I really know of the biggest Central Park. So, but yeah, Edmonton has the largest rural park in all of North America, and it's amazing. It's beautiful, you know. So yeah, so nature is part of my program, right? I have roots recovery program where I have people do, you know, I give them a to-do list for the week. You know, that's part of the to-do list is mindfulness. You go for a walk in nature. You know, like you know, somebody if they want to come for a walk, go for a walk. Meet like-minded people.
That's
Like
what I
that,
did
right?
when I first went to clear my mind. Just go with people every day. It was on my to-do list. Go out in nature. Go in the bush every day. Go on my to-do list every day.
That's awesome.
Every day. Obviously now it's kind of tough, you know, more traveling and stuff. But like up until maybe 2021 or 22, from 2015, no, maybe not 15. 2016, I went and lived in the bush. 2016, 17, 18, I lived in the bush. So from the end of 2018, when I returned to the city, to society, it was, yeah, up until 2021, probably even into 2022, going to the bush was on the to-do list. You know, like even just a step foot in the bush and kiss a tree. That's what ended up in the
Valley, right? Pretty much in the backyard. We go for walks here I take my dogs here for walks. They have an off-leash dog park there, right? Which is what my dog.
like, how big is it?
It's huge. It's probably acre. No, way bigger than that.
Okay,
Way bigger than that. It goes from
yeah, it's huge.
it goes from Hermitage, which is so we're on 130th Ave. It probably starts on about 100th Ave, and it goes all the way down. So it's probably 50, 60 blocks.
These are no small blocks. These are
You
really,
know, and so it is like I take
and
my
that's
dog.
all. That's all no leash.
Leash. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, the off these parks, it's huge, and they've got like they got some ponds down there, they got just like that, right? He's like,
The dog, they know to watch out for your dogs.
well, I'm worried about my dogs because you know, have you ever seen a Canada goose and when they
Oh yeah,
hatch their egg,
yeah.
they're vicious.
Yeah,
Canada geese are vicious birds, man. You know, here's a funny story. My son, when I forget how old he was, he's probably 8 years old. Yeah, 8 years old. We were Sure Park there. They have a big pond outside their recreation area, right? So we go there, and my son starts walking up to this goose, and this goose starts hissing at him. Fierce. Oh, don't go near that fucking goose, man. And he was just like, "It's just a bird, Dad." I'm like, "Fierce. He's hissing at you for a reason, right? You know, because he's protecting the mom. The mom was sitting on the egg, not too far away, right?" My son, being the boy that he is,
How old is he at the time?
8. So he starts, you know, and like when that bird puts his head over, he's same height.
Yeah.
Same height as my son. It's just a bird, Dad. It's just a bird. So he gets to closer. Next thing you know, he starts hissing and more and more. I'm like, "Here, I think it's just a bird, Dad." I'm like, "All right, you know what? All right, go ahead, man. Go. It's just a fucking bird, all right? Go." So he starts creeping up to it. You know, he starts crouching. He starts creeping up. Next thing you know, boom, wings come up. I'm like, "Pierce, it's enough." You know what I mean? You don't want none of that bird.
You don't want that smoke.
You don't want that bird, man. And he just kept on what he was doing. He kept on what he was doing. Next thing you know, boom, that bird's coming right at him. And my son, he's just running like a little bitch. I'm like, "Oh, my boy, what are you doing, man?" I'm like, "I thought it was just a bird." You know,
How old is that guy?
he turns 21 here in October.
You still tell that?
Love you, Pierce. Love my boy. Yeah, he's a great kid. You know, I can't even call him a kid anymore. He's a young man. Yeah. But
Does he have a kid?
nope, not that we know of. Not that I know of, at least. You know, But he's got a good head on his shoulders. You know, I'm pretty sure he took his parents for a good lesson, life lessons, you know, and what not to be, and that's good because he's nothing like me, you know. He shouldn't say that. He's compassionate. He's got empathy, cares for people. He's very nice, very well spoken. He's very polite, very good young man. He doesn't have my tendencies, right? Which I am forever fucking grateful. You know, shout out to my sister. She did great with him. I couldn't do it. You know, yeah, that's dramatic. You know what I mean? Like my son knows who I am.
Yeah.
We talk a lot. You know, I did do a pen bit after I went past of him, and we never told him at that time. Told him I was working, right? And, you know, it was better off that way. I didn't want him to know what I was doing or anything like that at that time, right? Now I was still ashamed of it, right? But now, you know, we can talk about anything. He coaches football, coaches 10 to 13-year-olds. He's a great kid. He actually told me not too long ago that he wants to actually join the police force. And I was like, I don't know whether to be a proud dad or a concerned dad, right? But I'm proud of you no matter what. There's no that. You know what? But you know, I thoroughly encouraged him to. I'm like, hey, well, if you're gonna be an Edmonton police officer, then you need to come out and do the outreach programs that I do, so you can get a feel for these people on a different scale than Zen police have for them, because they're disrespectful. You know, I obviously don't know the shit that they go through every day to make them who they are, but the shit that I do see is, you know, I'm working the same area as them. You know what I mean? And but I see totally different people than what the police. Yeah. I mean, like there's so much hate on for the cops and shit like that. I have met some good cops in my life, so I have met good cops down there that actually truly care. But I've met some real fucking that should have a badge. Something to talk about. You know, that's just the way it is, and it's that. So I told my son, you know, if you're going to be a cop, you're going to come down and you're going to do some outreach work with us, so you can get a feel for these people. You know?
So you have that, so you can get like the personal touch, see it from their point of view.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Because these inner city brothers and sisters of ours. You know what I mean? Like they're great people. You know what I mean? They're just lost. I mean, they're lost in their addiction. You know, they all have their own story. COVID created a lot of them. You know what I mean? Like, and people just haven't been able to get back up on their feet, right? But you know, I also think that people haven't had the right resources to be able to get back up on their feet, like the way we need them to. Right? But we're working on that, 100%. I don't even know if they can see us on camera, but I know they can hear us. So, yeah. Yeah. So what's the plan for Mr. Peace? Like what's up? Where are you going? What are you doing? How can people get your merch? Because I know you got lots of merch. You know, buddy, round your shit, brother. Well, use our platform. Tell everybody about you. How you can get involved.
What's up?
You know,
No, I'm just kidding.
Soberhood will help you any way you need, my brother.
So I just put out an album called Heal the Streets. And that album has 16 songs. I made them all in Mexico. And there's All Praise to the Most High, like I was saying earlier. There's Pray for All the Loved Ones Lost. There's funner songs like I got the Mexico vibes and Sandia, which means water.
I seen some of those. I was watching some of your Mexico shit today. Yeah.
Yeah, I made a lot of. I did a lot. I went to Mexico to work. You know, I went to Mexico to save money. It's a weird thing to say, but I made a lot of music, a lot of content. So I've been promoting that heavily, and I'm just out in the street, shaking hands, meeting new people. You know, singing songs, making videos, promoting on social media, promoting in real life, trying to hype everyone up to be happy, love life, love each other, love yourself, be strong, work hard, achieve your goals and dreams. Because, like you were saying, you know, like if you believe, you know. Yeah, man. If you put your mind to it, you can make anything happen.
100%, brother. 100%. And that's something that people need to realize. You know what I mean? Like, all you.
You
right.
Everybody do it. That's like one of my big messages. And yeah, I got World Peace hoodies for sale. Yeah. Can you see?
Oh, yeah.
World Peace. Get your World Peace hoodies. My number is 249-878-5510. 249-878-5510. Shoot me a text. Shoot me a call. I'm in Edmonton.
On Facebook.
I'm on Facebook,
TikTok.
Snapchat, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music. I don't use Twitter. They blocked my account for adding too many people back in 2016, and I.
It's X now.
Oh yeah, it's X
It's
now.
X now, yeah.
And yeah,
It's okay, that's just American anyways.
it'll be in the description. I'll put the links in the description. And yeah, I just don't know yet if I'm gonna go north, south next because I just got
Where
back.
do you think you should go?
Yeah, where do you think I should go?
Hit
Should
'em up.
I go towards Grand Prairie or should I go down towards Calgary, Red Deer next?
Well,
I'm split. I don't know. Right.
If you do go to Calgary, there's some great people out there that you can definitely go see. Robbie Daniels from Calgary. Shout out to Robbie. He's a great dude. He's got a great fuck
Silver group.
He's got a great fuck story. Actually, he does this walk every year. From Calgary to his reserve. We're gonna go help him with that this year. I'm so good to be there, walk right beside you, Robbie. That's gonna be exciting. I don't even know how long it's fucking walking.
It's like 7 hours.
I don't even know, but I know it's a 2 day. It's a 2
Oh,
day
it's
thing.
not no 7.
It's a 2 day thing. And I think we're walking from Calgary to his reserve and then back to Calgary. Or one or the other. Is that what's happening?
Can you bring a bike?
Like that,
Can you bring something like that, right? No, Robbie's walking. Robbie's walking. I'm gonna walk right beside Robbie the entire way, man. 100%, you know what I mean? And
Do it fast.
I've actually practicing and
practicing.
walking. Training, I guess you could say, because like like when we take dogs for a walk, we go for a couple hour walk, and then there's a hard hill to climb at the end of it, right? And I feel like that's a good workout.
The hard pump.
It's a good climb. It's a,
When I leave here, I'm hitting good light. That's
Yeah.
where I'm going right now.
I got a full gym in my office. Full gym, fucking awesome.
I love working out, man.
Fucking hurt.
Yo,
So he has got
everyone listening, right now I'm on a 7-day fast. Today's day 2. Tuesday I started Sunday night, and I'm going for 168 hours. So I did it last year twice. Felt amazing both times. This year I'm going to the gym while doing it. So like I just know I'm going to go do that. Like I feel right now I'm only on day 2. I feel like $1 billion dollars. And I'm not saying to go fast 7 days, but I'm saying, experiment maybe with intermittent fasting. Only eat maybe from 12 to 6, 12 to 7, have a small eating window every day. Maybe try and push it where you only eat dinner one day. Try and push it to a full day fast. Try and push it to 2 day fast, 3, 4, 5. And I've got up to 7. I've never really went beyond 7. And yeah, that's just one little thing I wanted to share. Fasting, very powerful, potent. It's good for your health. It's good for your mental, physical, spiritual.
all the shit that we put in our bodies, you know what I mean? Like there's not that much good food out there right now. I honestly I don't even trust the vegetable food. You know what I mean? Like
You see some of that like 3D printed vegetable stuff that they make.
I don't really
It's printed.
or like there's 3D printed steaks and shit like that. That's fucked up. You know what I mean?
It's like real.
Yeah, it's weird.
And if you're buying at a restaurant cooked already, you have no clue. You have no clue.
Right? My
Don't
dad,
get me started on all that.
my dad's a cow farmer, so like that's pretty much that's majority of the beef that my dad. I know that there's
too is great.
oh, you ate
I
it.
fucking ate it. I
Fucking
thrown
great.
it in the soup and I just replaced it and I just ate it.
It's good meat, right?
It's good meat.
So my dad he breeds Murray Grays. They're smaller cows. They're not big like Angus or anybody like Angus, but they're big beefy cows. Right? My dad Murray Grays are smaller, but the meat's way better. So much better. At that too. It's so good. But yeah, get on top. Yeah. So where's the Mr. World Peace go?
No,
Tell him
so
where to go. Well, maybe not tell him. Suggest where you should go. Jared, what do you got? You got something you want to add here? How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing fine, bro. It's life's been great. Positive, a lot of positive has been coming my way, right? And coming our way. We're doing big things, and the positive we do reflects back on us. I'm very proud of Mr. World Peace for coming out. Accepting the invite, reaching back out to me, making all this possible.
Understand.
Coming out to Peachy Street. That was very special. Especially that I got to invite you and you done all that.
You showed up. We did a TikTok video. My first ever live dance routine.
it's crazy. I've only performed in the sober life a few times for people. Because normally, like when I do performances, I would get like do more hyped up. Like I'm so happy. I love myself. We're one big family. Just like, but since the vibe and the event and you guys soberhood, I had to live in the sober life.
We definitely appreciate
I had to a little bit over like heavy, you know, get everyone yelling. At the end of when I did acapella, shout out to everybody. Just over like
that's what it's about.
I was pumped.
That's what it's about. So like when you can hype up a crowd like that and show them like, yo, you can do this. You know what I mean? You don't have to be trapped in a basement or trapped in yourself or anything like that. You can let yourself go. You know what I mean? Who cares if like a lot of people put, well, I don't want that. That's embarrassing. Something like that.
You didn't even see, like I said, you didn't see me doing the jump around songs. I did the serious songs. Because you know what I mean? Since it was so impromptu, it was around the dinner time, and I just didn't want to wait. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't want to wait because this is the thing. If you perform after dinner, no one's there. I just knew that for a fact. So I was like, I'm performing before they eat. I'm not performing after.
And, you know, like everybody did disappear.
That's how it works, man. That's how life is, man. I've done enough events where I know. Like one time, I do youth programs, right, where I help produce music with kids on help. I produce music with kids, and in one community, it's called Martin Falls. I went up there 3 separate times. First time, I helped the kids in 9 days. We made 27 songs, and I think 6 or 7 music videos. Next time I went up there, I performed and I stayed for the powwow, which was left. And then the last time, they wanted me to come up and get the kids to perform. So I got a bunch of kids and they got on stage and we put on a performance for the community. And all I told them when I went up there was like, all I need you guys to do is give me a van. So when I'm in the community, I can drive around, pick kids up.
Yeah.
And I need you guys to serve dinner the night of, but serve it when I say to serve it. You know what I mean? So like I told I went around at the end after I hiked all the kids. I was there for 2 weeks. After I got the kids to practice, the little kids did like give me twin songs, just whatever they like doing. The older kids did the songs that they recorded themselves. You know what I mean? The year prior. So one of the songs, "Go Ahead Sober, Get Off the Drugs," and one was called "Nature Is Beautiful." One was called "Keep Your Head Up." There was a bunch of potent songs, and I went around to everyone in the community, giving out posters. Everyone come out, come out, come out. The poster said 6. I'm like, yo, it's at 5 though. The poster's wrong. It was really at 6. I told everybody, every show at 6. And yeah, it was super cool, man. Like to get the energy going and get everyone all hyped up, you know. And I taught the kids like to say little things. So like I was on the sidelines while they were performing. So like the little imagine a 6-year-old kid on stage. Everybody's screaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Everybody's screaming.
Everybody screams. You know, even like the older kids, I tell them to say the same stuff, and I'd be like, tell everybody say yeah. They'd be like, yeah. You know, like it's a powerful thing to be able to like stand on a stage, be confident, speak your mind, speak positive, and then get everyone hyped up. You know, it's powerful.
That is powerful. That's what I mean, really. You're
Shout out Martin Falls too.
Yeah,
Shout out
Martin
Martin
Falls.
Falls. Everyone in Martin Falls. Shout out to Goki.
How old is the kid now? How long was that?
That was last summer.
Last summer. They're still
So
kids.
one of those kids, man, when I met him, he was 15, turning 18. I think his birthday is when his birthday is. Birthday's like in end of October, end of August, start of September. Ben's about to have a kid.
Nice.
He's about to have a kid now. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy, you know, because I met him. He's 15 still.
Yeah, I had Mike give it up.
But I mean, like, he's I don't know exactly, you know, but around he's gonna be 18. Crazy. Like, I bet he's 15. You know what I mean? Like, and
Still keep it doctor.
oh yeah, I mean, I know like that guy. I think I don't know if you say it, you know, just because you know.
Yeah.
But like, I still know his mom. You know what I mean? I talked to his mom on Facebook 3 days ago, 4 days ago, or something like that. You know what I mean? Like in some of the communities I've worked in that I've like spent like a week there, like families that I've met families. You know what I mean? Like it's not just work with the kid. Like if one kid participated for 10 days straight, I'm gonna know the whole family. You know what I mean? So then I know everybody in the family, and it's just like super good vibes. You know, so. Or like Thunder Bay is a sweet place because
I've been to Thunder Bay.
Thunder Bay, like what happens in Thunder Bay is I see a lot of people from some of these different communities that I've worked in, or like they see me and they're like, hey, you were my community. So I meet like a lot of people like that, and it's just super good vibes. And like the favorite part about my journey is meeting new people. Like I've been to Edmonton before. I've done probably 5. You know where the Rendezvous Club is on 149?
Yeah.
I've probably done 5 shows there.
Where's VLT's there?
Yeah. You know where the lot is? It's like an outdoor venue.
Yeah, on 124th and 107.
It's like an outdoor little food spot.
Yeah.
They do shows there. I did a show there. That was the last time I did a show was outdoor because of the COVID stuff. So I was like, I'm still doing an outdoor show because we were already out here. I've done the show in Edmonton or in Red Deer. I've done probably 5 or 6 shows in Calgary. I've done shows in Kelowna, Kamloops, Vancouver, Abbotsford, Surrey, what's this? I didn't do one in Saskatoon, I did one in Regina, Medicine, you know what I mean? Like all these cities, I've done shows in bars all around. But
That's where Sharon's from. He's from Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan.
So,
Telescope.
where?
Telescope First Nation,
Is that north?
east of Saskatoon.
East, over there. Yeah, I
all
think.
the towns that y'all travel in Saskatchewan.
Oh, I just went. Yeah, I just hit Brandon. No, Brandon's in Manitoba. I just went to Regina and Saskatoon, and then on the way here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really stop at
Battleford. Battleford.
Yeah, Battleford. Yeah. No, Battleford.
The dangerous city.
Apparently, I don't know. Everyone's nice there. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, no, it was good vibes over there. I spent like over a month in Saskatchewan, man. I spent a lot of time in Saskatchewan, man. Like, I spent a week and a half in Regina. I spent 2.5 weeks in Saskatoon, and I spent like 10 days in between in those two in between cities, you know. But it was super good vibes out there. And yeah, no, but those shows were in bars. I got overdoing it because like one, I don't drink.
Yeah.
So being around a bunch of drunk people is like not the funnest.
No.
Two, I'm big, so drunk men always want to fight a big guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you go to a bar, it's like, bro, like come on, like what are
Yeah.
you doing, man? So like there's that, and then also the fact that it was a lot of work to set up those shows, and just for the venues to be able to cancel and flip flop, and then also a lot of like literally local artists involved too. And me, I'm all about peace, love, and happiness. My songs, like when I was doing those tours, I created like a little performance where I would sing a song about being present. I would sing an appreciation song, thanking everyone in the crowd. I would sing a song, Loving Mother Earth. I would sing a song, just a jump around, be happy, and dance. And I would sing a song about reprogramming your mind. That was it. I had 5 songs. There was no track. It was just a beat, and I would freestyle these songs. And I did it so much, and I got my set down perfect over 3 years of doing this show that it was potent. But then the next guy would be, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? Like talking about whatever. So I kind of didn't really like that. So I started just traveling around my area, just delivering hoodies, singing songs, meeting people just on a personal level. And I got to meet so many cool people. Like, it's my favorite part about like just like what I've been on the last few years. I know so many people now. Like, see how much time we spent together. I spent this much time with a lot of people. You know what I mean?
I can imagine.
Like a lot of people. You know, like not like and
You got 18,000 followers, brother. Like,
and out of those followers, like that's enough people. But I mean, like the crazy thing is I've met people and had hour-long conversations with them. They don't even follow me on social media. I just met them. You know what I mean? I just stumbled into this 62-year-old man at Walmart, and we're just shooting the shit in Walmart. You know what I mean? For an hour. You know, like that happens. You know what I mean? It's super super sweet. Or like was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I met this lovely lady named Cheryl. Like chatted for an hour in the gas station parking lot. Like an hour, man. You know what I mean? Like that was just yesterday. So, like it's
that's your energy, though. That's
potent, man.
that's your aura, you know. That's your message. That's so spread. It's amazing. Really is.
I'm pretty pumped. One thing I feel like you guys got it too, man. A lot of people in the cities are always in a rush, go, 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 go. And like obviously, you know, you have to do that to some degree. Like you can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I like to keep it chill, you know, I like to relax. Like I used to like when I first started making music, I was in Sudbury. My dad's brother, my uncle, and his mother, my grandmother, had a campground cottage rental business on Manitoba Island. And I went up there and worked with them, no income, no expenses. When I was 20, 21, 22, living in the bush, just helping out with woodwork and stuff. And I would just make music, go in nature. Every day I would take like a 2 hour in nature and just like you were saying, be mindful and listen to the sounds of nature. And when I get to smoking, and when I return to society, I've managed to keep that chill bush energy where you go visit somebody and chat with them for an hour on the way back from the store. You know what I mean? Like it's just like it's potent to be able to meet people, and I'm super grateful to meet you guys. You know,
Okay, brother.
thanks for having me on the
Of course,
on the
brother,
pod. Shout out to everyone tuning in. Shout out to the Sober Crew in Calgary.
Daniels. Maybe I'll let you guys up. Yeah, through the corner. Dan, baby's starting to get upset.
Yeah, she was getting upset there about that guy. Sorry about that.
We're all babies at one point.
Sorry about that. Anna, whenever she wants to, she has such a cute crack.
So, yeah,
That's a death grip. That's a death grip. Oh, like, fire. That's my finger.
fight the finger at the 1-2 coming
Shout out to everybody that's watched. You know, nothing but love and respect.
Much
to you,
love,
brother.
much love.
Keep up.
Follow my page. All my links are going to be in the description. I'm going to comment a bunch of all the links, my Spotify, Apple Music. Order some World Peace hoodies. I'll come deliver and sync.
Help him keep on doing what he's doing.
a good message, it's a good message to be spreading, love, positivity, and that's what this world needs at this moment.
And on your travels, brother, if you feel that there's anybody that can benefit from what we do, let's send them away. You don't have to be part of our program. Yeah. You know, my roots recovery program, you can be anywhere. Do it. You know what I mean? It's literally all we can do it all over the online and shit like that, right? So, you know, we'll help everybody and anybody that needs the help to plan their recovery. You know what I mean? Take those extra steps. It's just a little bit more structure for people, and their transition to recovery. Recovery is a lifestyle, like we talked about earlier, and anybody can do it. You know, you just gotta want it. I mean, there's a big difference between people who want to get sober and people that think they have to get sober. But if you want to get sober and you want people that'll be there for you during your transition, get a hold of us. Sheridan, I got you. I mean, we got a good board. MediSense, shout out to MediSense. Thank you for making this happen.
The owner's Raj, right?
Shout
Shout out to Raj. Hey.
Great guy. Dana.
Shout out to Dana.
Yeah, you guys are amazing people. Keep up what you guys do, and so will we. Promise you that. So yeah, if you know anybody that needs help in the recovery transition, let us know. Help them. We're not 12-step based. We're not religious based. You know, I'm not saying that my program is a replacement for AA. My program is based to work with AA and to work without AA. Everybody's recovery means something. You know, I don't want to.
And everyone's path different too, you know?
Exactly, right. A lot of people are scared of religion and the Bible and stuff like that when they're early in recovery, right? And you don't have to be. You know, everybody finds some sort of spirituality throughout their recovery. I mean, at some point they do. If they're not when they first. I don't agree with you know having to force religion on people or anything like that to make them get sober because you can do it without it. Yeah, let's not get into that. I don't want anything to see that shit. CAA, you say CAA? Instead of CMA. Shout out to all you guys. You guys do great. Keep it up. Like I said, if you're in the meetings and they work for you, fucking stay with them 100%. But if you feel that it's not right for you and you're looking for an alternative, it's not a replacement, but we'll still help you. You know,
More structure.
We'll help you build more of a structure. Yeah. Shout out to everybody that's watched this. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Mr. World Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Check him out.
Shoo-boo-boo-doo.
Check him out. Follow him.
When I
Help him do
when
what
I
he's
say
doing.
sober, you guys say hood. Sober.
Good.
Louder. You guys too. Sober.
Good.
Hey.
Everybody, have a good night. Thanks for watching.